There's a very interesting article in the New Republic, which we're going to link to. The article is by Matt Ford, and we've talked about Matt Ford's work before, and it's often very, very good. And in this New Republic piece, Matt Ford talks about the reality that there is, quote, no real substantive defense to these charges, the charges against Donald Trump. Americans watched Trump spread lies about the elections for months before the riot. He warned in dark and ominous terms that the country was in danger and his supporters needed to fight back. Trump said at a rally outside the Capitol on January 6th, you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength. You have to be strong. We have to come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors that have been lawfully slated. He also even praised his supporters after they trampled themselves and beat up police officers as, quote, very special. So this is a situation where the facts are abundantly clear. And yet Donald Trump is going to portray himself as the victim in these proceedings. The main line, as Matt Ford writes, of defense from Trump's lawyers is that the impeachment trial is invalid because Trump no longer holds federal office, but also that Trump really here is actually the victim. Trump has been victimized on free speech grounds. Trump has been silenced. Trump isn't being allowed to speak. This is a form of censorship, cancel culture, blah, 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 blah. And that Trump is being, by tried in this manner, stripped of First Amendment protections. Now, of course, that's a ridiculous argument. House managers already put out a brief about this, and they explained that the First Amendment is there to protect Americans from having their free speech infringed upon or curtailed by the government. It's not there to protect members of the government from their speech having consequences. Speech has consequences. That's part of free speech. And so at its core, this is simple gaslighting. And I know that at this point, there's so many people, particularly on the American right, who instantly become triggered when the term gaslighting is mentioned. This trial is not going to be about the Trump attorney team putting together a credible defense. The entire idea of Trump as victim who has lost his free speech rights is about putting up a smokescreen so that most, I don't want to say all, but most Republican senators, we'll see if any vote to convict, most Republican senators can vote to acquit and hide behind this and say it wasn't. And actually, part of today being about whether the trial is constitutional is set up so that you can have Republican senators vote to acquit and say, listen, I didn't even think this was constitutional. I did my duty. I think the entire thing was farcical. It was unconstitutional, and I voted to acquit. And this is a very common thing that bullies do. It's a common thing that narcissists do. They are the perpetrators, but they pretend to be the bullies. Authoritarians are always the victims. Strong men are always pretending to be the aggrieved. And we've seen it with Kim Jong-un. We saw it with Hugo Chavez. They are all endlessly the victims forever and ever. And that's what Donald Trump will try starting today at his impeachment trial through lawyers by arguing the entire thing is unconstitutional. Trump's out of office. This all can't happen. Once we get to the actual trial, they will argue that this is a matter of speech and censorship. And Trump is being victimized here by, take your pick. The media, Democrat, whatever. Just pick whatever you want. And at this point, I would be surprised if you were surprised, because Donald Trump has been playing the victim forever. During the 2016 campaign, he was constantly whining about how unfair everybody was to him. The media is unfair. Democrats are unfair. Nobody's treating him properly. And I have a sort of, a sort of macabre, detached curiosity to see how wacky and deranged the case made by Trump's defense lawyers is going to be. And by the time you listen to today's show, by the time you watch this clip, we will probably already have a sense of it because the impeachment trial starts today. We will have coverage and much more about this on the David Pakman Show Instagram page. Make sure you're following us there at David Pakman Show. We will take a quick break and be right back after this. If you are anything like me, You probably aren't thrilled with the idea of going into a doctor's office right now. And thankfully, there's a practical and affordable way to take control of your health and get personalized care from the comfort of your home. It's a service called SteadyMD. They're one of our sponsors. You take a quiz, you get matched with a licensed primary care physician who understands your health needs. You have a 1 hour video call with your new doctor. You establish a meaningful relationship with them. And after that, your doctor is available to you anytime by text, phone, or video chat. This is not a random doctor on call. Each doctor at SteadyMD has a limited number of patients, so they actually have time to listen to you. You get the personal attention that you deserve. They can do almost everything an in-person doctor can do: perform medical evaluations, talk to you about health concerns, send prescriptions to your home or local pharmacy, and anything they can't do online, they'll quickly set you up with an in-person provider to do, things like blood tests, as an example. You don't need insurance. It's only $99 a month with no other fees or copays. There are so many practical advantages to using SteadyMD for primary care, and it's also so much more affordable. Go to steadymd.com/Pakman to take the free quiz, see which doctor is right for you. I took their quiz. They matched me with a doctor who specializes in my particular health needs and situation. The doctor they gave me is a really perfect fit for me and my medical needs. There's no risk, no commitment to get started. Just click the link right underneath this video.